Hi, I'm Allison McGonigal O'Connell, and I'm very happy to share our poster, which is called Better Credit for Everyone in this poster presentation. The poster was created by a group of contributors, and if you look at the poster and you click on our names, you'll go straight to our ORCID records, and you can learn more about each of us, including our credit roles specific to this project. I'm the Director of Community at Adipon, and I've also been participating on the Credit Program Committee for a number of years now. So first we want to talk about why. Why is credit important? CrediT is an initiative, it's a taxonomy, but its real goal is about lending more transparency to the specific and granular contributions of each contributor within a manuscript. Team science is on the rise. There are a number of reasons why this is important, and more recently, why even funding organizations such as the Sloan Foundation and the Wellcome Trust have decided to fund the project. And so this quote here is speaking to the importance of the project from the funder perspective. CrediT is a contributor roles taxonomy, and it's CrediT for short. But it's very high level. It includes 14 roles originally envisaged for the biomedical discipline, but certainly by now applied more broadly across disciplines and across publishers as well. These are the 14 roles currently within the taxonomy. And the idea is that in order to be a contributor on a manuscript, you would have done one of these things. If you didn't, it's probably for you to be acknowledged within an acknowledgments section, for example. Two contributors could contribute in the same role space, or several. It doesn't have to be just two. And also, not all roles have to be allocated within each manuscript. So how? This is a sample journal article workflow. And you can see how journals are soliciting contributor roles at submission. In some cases, maybe they're verifying them throughout the whole contributor team through some type of co-author verification. Typically, these steps are handled in a manuscript submission and peer review system, but they don't have to be. There are other options, including an offline option or using other post-publication tools, as you see here. And then travel with the manuscript files and are included in XML throughout the process, and of course displayed in published versions, whether print or digital, and certainly again within the article XML. CrediT is a community. That community is made up of funders. I've mentioned Sloan and Wellcome, institutions, publishers. There are several dozen publishers, including some of the largest, who either cross-portfolio or just in selected areas of their portfolios are requesting or requiring CrediT from their authors. Sample integrations. Tenzing is one such integration, which is perhaps furthest upstream. You fill out a form, and it will help create the contributorship statement, which would then be included in the manuscript, whether you're drafting it in Word or Google Docs or in an authoring platform. Manuscripts is an authoring platform that has CrediT integrated so that each author can manage allocating their contributions, the right roles to suit their contributions. Manuscript submission and peer review systems generally have CrediT integrations now, all the big ones, including Editorial Manager, ScholarOne, eJournal Press. I know that COCO's PubSuite framework includes a module to do this, and some of the platforms built with that system have included contributor roles. And then also ResCognito, which is a post-publication service that enables researchers to take a DOI and can allocate CrediT that way, kind of outside of the workflow, simply using the DOI. CrediT is increasingly present in the research infrastructure. This is happening through inclusion in ORCID. So this means I can add my contributor roles for each published work within my ORCID record. Also, publishers could push this information through if they're members of ORCID and are working with the API. JATS from version 1.2 forward has support for contributor roles and transferring them in that XML standard. Now, CrediT metadata can be registered along with everything else at Crossref. Okay, and so next steps. So as you can see, all of these next steps are actually interrelated. So the community has to participate in this working group. It's going to be through that group that we are able to get the feedback that we need to enhance credit. So whether it's pushing beyond the biomedical, the sort of biomedical discipline orientation of the roles, or whether it's about developing best practices that are specific to disciplines, we need that feedback, and we certainly can't do it, without the community. Standardization is happening through our partnership with NISO, and the NISO membership and NISO stakeholders are going to be able to stamp the original 14 roles as a standard. And once that happens, that is really sort of the springboard from which we can begin that enhancement process. So each of these next steps kind of relies on the others. So please, if you're interested, visit the website, which is credit.niso.org, and find a way to become involved. And if you have any questions, or you're thinking about implementation and adoption, and you'd simply like to connect with other community members, we can help you with that. So thank you very much for viewing the poster, for listening to this talk, and thanks in advance for your increased participation around credit.